Brianna Ghey was a 16-year-old transgender girl, known for her vibrant personality and her larger-than-life sense of humour, although it would be her unconditional, trusting, loving nature that would put her firmly in the hands of her killers. This is the disturbing, chilling, grim case of Brianna Ghey. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Wherever you may be in the world right now, hello, my name is Lloyd, and today you're watching When Evil Follows. Today's case takes us to England, more specifically the northwest of England, to the county of Cheshire. This beautiful green county is famous for its production of Cheshire cheese, salt, silk, and of course milk. The county has a high concentration of small villages in and around its most popular towns, and its agricultural trade is typically based on dairy products and livestock. The overall accurate crime rating in Cheshire that was documented in the year of 2022 is simply staggering. The accurate crime percentage was recorded at 71 crimes per 1,000 people, and the most common crimes were violence and sexual offences, in which happened to roughly every 35 people out of 1,000 residents. However, its ever-growing population is now 357,700 and has increased by 46,700 since the year of 1981, proving that the county of Cheshire is no slump and is still genuinely considered by many to be a nice place to live. Brianna Ghey was born on the 7th of November in the year of 2006 at Chester Hospital to loving parents Peter Spooner and Esther Ghey. Brianna's mum, Esther, she was an amazing mum. She always made sure that her children never went without and that they enjoyed the very best of what childhood had to offer. Brianna's upbringing was solely based on love and traditional family values. She was always at her happiest when spending time with both of her parents and playing games with her sister. She also enjoyed interaction with other family members when the occasion arrived, such as birthdays and Easter and Christmas holidays. Growing up, Brianna had a fierce belief that one day when she was a little older, she would become someone to be admired, respected, and famous. She loved all things most girls typically embrace at a young age. Anything pink, being creative with her hair, makeup, cute teddy bears, Netflix, playing Minecraft, and, of course, chilling out with her friends. And even though she would often argue with her sister, as time went by, they grew ever closer, forming a strong and loving bond. Now, Brianna being trans, she knew that the external world around her wasn't always going to be pretty rainbows and butterflies, and that her life at times wasn't always going to be easy. Nevertheless, she knew who she was, and fiercely stayed true to herself and her loving family. Being transgender isn't a choice, and it certainly isn't a lifestyle one would choose for the heck of it. Transgender people suffer with a condition called gender dysphoria. People with gender dysphoria often feel that the sex they were assigned with at birth simply doesn't match the gender they identify as, meaning this sense of unease or dissatisfaction may be so intense it can lead to depression and have a harmful impact on one's daily life. It can even lead to death if not treated or supported properly. However, Brianna, on the scale of things, she pretty much had everything under control. She knew who she was, and she knew who she wanted to be. And although she did suffer with social anxiety, she would often take to TikTok and other media platforms as a good way for her to grow in self-confidence. Her schooling life was pretty much the same story. She had a close group of friends, and she would often be the last one to enter the school grounds and the last one to leave the school grounds due to her social anxieties. On the whole, Brianna was a young, happy, and much-loved person who would continuously put others before herself. She loved and cared for her friends and family unconditionally. Brianna was fearless when it came to overcoming internal and emotional fears, but not just for herself, but for her friends too, often warming to those who need a friend the most, and that was just the kind of person Brianna was. On Thursday the 9th of February in 2023, at around 5 PM in the evening, Brianna received a text message from one of her girly friends from school, asking if she wants to hang out at the weekend, maybe go out, grab a coffee, or simply just go for a walk. And of course, Brianna said yes, and so their arrangement was set for Saturday. That Saturday was the 11th of February in the year of 2023. It was nothing out of the ordinary, just a normal regular weekend. The weather on this particular day wasn't too bad out. It was the perfect day for both girls to go ahead with their plans. Brianna woke up at around 8 AM in the morning. She went downstairs and fixed herself some breakfast before getting ready to go out to meet her friend. Bear in mind, Brianna suffers with social anxiety, so her leaving the family home by herself to meet a friend was progression, and it was quite a big deal. Brianna left her house at around 1 PM. Her Ring doorbell camera shows video footage of her leaving the family home. She then walked to Birchwood train station where she caught the number 28 bus, heading towards Culcheth village at precisely 1:38 that afternoon. The CCTV footage shows images of her wearing a white hoodie, sitting down and texting. In fact, it was at this time Brianna was actually texting her mother, saying, "I'm on the bus by myself. I'm scared," with her mum texting back saying, "That's good. I'm proud of you." And it was just 10 minutes later. Brianna then got off the bus at the Sainsbury's near the library in Culcheth, where she then met up with a friend from school as planned, who brought along her boyfriend. Now, because Brianna's friends at the time were only 15 years old, for the purpose of this video, we'll refer to both her friends as Boy Y and Girl X. Now, as I just mentioned, Brianna got off the bus near the Sainsbury's in Culcheth, where she met up with her friend from school, who brought along her boyfriend. All three then walked down a narrow network of alleyways, heading towards Culcheth Linear Park, a beautiful but secluded wooded area, most commonly known for dog walkers and bird watchers. Not the usual spot you'd expect to see teenagers hanging out, especially on a Saturday weekend in the middle of February. And it was around 2:40 that afternoon when Brianna texted her best friend Amelia saying,
"Hey, I made it. I'm okay. I'm with Girl X now, though she's brought along her boyfriend and they both seem to be acting really strange."
Sadly, this would be the very last time anyone would hear from Brianna again. Once the trio arrived at the park, Brianna took some selfies, seeming very happy, as shown in these photographs. However, these images also show that Brianna was completely unaware of what was about to happen next. The trio then walked further into the park. They walked up an embankment and continued to follow the footpath, eventually leading them to a secluded wooded bench area. And once they arrived at the bench, Boy Y and Girl X grabbed Brianna by her arms, and that's when Boy Y slashed her throat with a 7-inch professional hunting knife, making this horrific and evil attack almost impossible for Brianna to stand any chance of survival. She was then stabbed to death by Boy Y and Girl X. In total, they stabbed her 28 times. 28 times. Let that sink in, just for a moment. 28 times. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And what's the odds? Because that's exactly the same number bus she caught earlier that same day. And once they were both certain she was dead, Boy Y and Girl X took Brianna's phone. They then ran away from the scene of the crime over the nearest field that's located at the back of the woods. They then dumped her phone in a storm drain whilst making their way back to their homes as quickly as possible to eliminate any chance of being connected to this heinous and violent crime. And it would be later that same day when Brianna's body would be found by a couple walking their dog. Now at first the couple thought they were looking at a loving pair making out just off the pathway. However, once they walked a little closer, they soon quickly discovered that what they were actually looking at was the body of a young woman. completely covered in blood and face down into the mud. And so in total shock, fear and panic, the couple reported their discovery to the police. Now, it didn't take the police long to understand the level of brute force and violence used to kill Brianna, and immediately a murder investigation was launched. Local reporters and mainstream media quickly covered the case, and within hours, this awful crime was aired on national TV, internet and radio. And get this, later on that same day in the evening, Girl X posted this on her social media.
R.I.P. Brianna, you was the best person I have ever met. It's sickening what happened to you. You will always be missed and loved.
A sick and evil deterrent to persuade the police to look elsewhere. Now, because the killers never turned off Brianna's phone, the police managed to locate Brianna's mobile via GPS. Her phone was then sent away for forensic examination and testing. The very next day, and unaware of police findings, Girl X texts Boy Y, asking him if he's worried about being caught. Boy Y responded back with, probably. Girl X then replied back saying, "You're not going to get caught. Don't worry." Although just 5 minutes later, Girl X would then message him again, saying, "The police are fucking here." And that's purely because the parents of Girl X had recently found some seriously incriminating evidence within their daughter's bedroom, hidden under her bed. The parents of Girl X had also noticed that their daughter had been acting on edge and somewhat strange, you might say. Strange enough for the parents to become quite concerned at this point, and so they made a call to the police. And with that being said, both teenagers were rounded up and quickly arrested under suspicion for Brianna's murder, and rightly so. The police then began a strict search effort in both of the teenagers' bedrooms, and guys, what they found was more than enough to convict them both of first-degree murder. Detectives working the case seized the boy's phone, along with the incriminating text messages from Girl X. Detectives also found in the boy's bedroom a 7-inch hunting knife with blood still on the blade, matching that to Brianna, including blood-stained clothing, shoved in the corner of his cupboard. Girl X also had her phone seized, along with the incriminating text messages sent from Boy Y, and in the girl's bedroom hidden under her bed, found by her parents and then handed in to the police, was a crumpled piece of paper torn from a notepad. It was step-by-step instructions on how they were going to kill Brianna.
Victim, Brianna Ghey. Plan, meet you at the wooden post, 1 p.m. Walk down to the library. Wait until Brianna gets off the bus. Then the three of us walk to Linear Park. Go to the pipe area. I say code word. You stab her in the back, and as well I will stab her in the stomach. Then drag her body into the area. Then we both cover up area.
A plan of murder, a kill plan, to which they both would follow. And by this time, due to the exposure from mainstream media, this case was huge, with hundreds of people taking to the streets attending vigils across the country to show their solidarity, love and respect for Brianna and her family. In court, even more evidence came to light surrounding the evil depravity during both Boy Y and Girl X's texting conversations, leaving many, if not all, who attended the court hearing in complete and utter shock.
When the girl messaged the boy to say she's agreed to come to Culcheth tomorrow. The boy replied, "So I bring my knife?" The girl said yes. "Is it definitely sharp enough, by the way?" The girl then sent a message to the boy saying, "Meet me at the wooden posts in Linear at 12. We'll go over plan again and I'll show you where I'm killing her." And then we both walk to the library to meet her. And grab on to Brianna, slit her throat. When she starts to fall, stab her in the back. Then pass me the knife. I want to stab her at least once, even if she's dead, just 'cause it's fun, lol. The boy then said, "Let's have 2 words, one for getting the knife ready and another to stab." The girl replied, "For get knife ready, I'll look at you and cough, and to stab, I'll say gay."
In court, it was also discussed how both of these twisted teenagers had spent months upon months watching slasher movies together online, purely to learn how to kill, including the study of weaponry and even poisoning, whilst always believing that this process would empower them to become much better and more sufficient killers. It was also exposed in court that Girl X was totally fascinated and confused with her sexual desires and emotions for Brianna, often fantasizing about her, and then struggling with her feelings after, and that both teenagers had also planned on killing many more unsuspecting school members. Yeah, they both had a lust for violence and killing, typically setting their sights upon many more children, although it would always be Brianna who was Girl X's main target, on the grounds of all the emotional evidence I've just mentioned. Now, their trial commenced on the 27th of November in the year of 2023, at Manchester Crown Court, where both teenagers were finally convicted of first-degree murder on the 20th of December in 2023. They both will be sentenced in February in the year of 2024, and by then both will be 16 years old and their identities will be finally revealed to the public.
Brianna was larger than life. She was funny, witty and fearless. We miss Brianna so much, and our house feels empty without her laughter. To know how scared my usually fearless child must have been when she was alone in that park with someone that she called her friend will haunt me forever. Prior to the trial, I had moments where I felt sorry for the defendants because they had ruined their own lives as well as ours. But now, knowing the true nature and seeing neither display an ounce of remorse for what they have done to Brianna, I have lost all sympathy that I may have previously had for them. And I am glad that they will spend many years in prison and away from society.
It's impossible to put into words how the murder of my child has affected me. I never stopped loving her and I never will. From when she was little, I remember the faces she would pull to make me laugh, the cheeky giggle, the funny dances are engraved in my memory. I knew she was going to be a star, and the amount of support she received from the followers on TikTok proved this. She shared her TikTok videos with me all the time, and I was so proud of what she could do. She showed me how she would do her makeup. She had such an amazing talent, and I enjoyed sharing this with family and friends. I look into her eyes and they shine back at me. And I know she was a beautiful girl to be proud of. I hate how her life has been brutally taken away from her and she's been deprived of the life she wanted to live. It's difficult to comprehend how some people can do these vile things in the world and don't understand how cruel and heartbreaking their actions can be. The impact on Brianna's death has not just affected me as her father, but also my whole family. My heart bleeds every day for Brianna, and this will never go away.
One thing is for sure, given the fact that they both lured Brianna from the family home and actually planned to kill her, really shows their true depravity and unhinged dangerous mindset. A mindset no judge will take lightly, practically ensuring that both of these dangerous human beings will be going away to the happy land of prison for a very long time, and rightly so. Brianna's amazing parents, Peter and Esther, continued to live their life without their beautiful daughter, always having to deal with the sadness and loss, and my heart goes out to them and all of the family members that are affected by this awful tragedy. Esther has since started a new campaign called Mindfulness. Mindfulness is set to start in schools in Cheshire from January 2024, typically aimed at children in schools to be able to come forward and talk about their feelings and emotions or any other issues they may be experiencing with a professional and with support on request. She also believes if these two teenagers had access to mindfulness at school, then maybe their daughter would still be alive today. And yeah, she's got a valid point. And if you'd like to know more about mindfulness, I'll leave a link below this video so you guys can check it out.
I, as well as many others, wish you were still here, but with our happy memories, you will always be near. Brianna, I don't think I can put into words how amazing you were. You are wonderful to think about, yet so hard to live without. I know now that it's time for you to sleep. I just didn't think that it would be so soon. You will always be forever loved, forever missed, and always remembered. Sleep tight, our pink angel, Brianna.
Hey there, thank you for watching another episode of When Evil Follows. If you have found this video interesting and you've enjoyed this case, then please hit the like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell, that way you'll never miss out on any of our up and coming videos, similar to this one. So what do you think to this case? Brianna was stabbed 28 times, and the bus she caught that day was the number 28 bus. Is that just a coincidence? Or was it a part of their plan? And what do you believe the killer's sentencing should be? Let me know all your thoughts about this case in the comment section below. And if your Christmas appetite for crime is not yet full, here's 2 more videos for you to get your teeth into. And with that being said, please stay safe, look after yourself, and I'll see you again the next time when evil follows. Bye.